The Multicultural Food Hub is a food business ecosystem and a resource center for food entrepreneurs who are looking to start and build a thriving business in Australia. Our main focus is more on the multicultural and migrant food entrepreneurs who have come into Australia to build a life for themselves and to also contribute to the economy. So today, we're going to be treating a very interesting session, which is about buying a food business. And I have here with me today Manan Business Sales. I have Manan with us. Manan himself, he's been in Australia for over 22 years. He is a very experienced business sales broker, and he's going to be taking us through the step-by-step process that we need to follow if we want to buy a business, a food business in Australia. And a lot of entrepreneurs who have come into Australia think they need to start their business from ground up, which might not always be the case, as we would be hearing from Manan today. So, Manan, if you could just do a quick introduction of yourself, who you are, and what you've been doing so far, we would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, me having here. My name is Virendra Manan, and I'm a director of the Manan Business Sales. We are helping people to buy and sell the business if they want to buy the business or sell the business. A part of that, we helping community as well if they are looking to say that, okay, they're not sure what sort of business they have to buy, how to start it, where to start it, how much budget they need it, what sort of industry they have to look at, what sort of the interest they have it, and overall what they're looking of, or what the agenda, what the prospect of the business when they start it. And we do align everything together. Then we suggest the business. Or another thing, we just, if somebody want to sell the business, they want to retire, they have another things going on, they want to finish this business and jumping another business. That's what we do: buying and selling, assisting the people to the buy, and other we helping people to when they want to buy the business.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, Manan. So today, could you tell us like why is it important to, or why is buying a business an option? You know, when, for example, you've come into Australia and you want to put your cultural food out there, why don't you just start from scratch? Why is buying a business an option to consider?
Okay, when you starting with the two things, when the business start from scratch or when you buying existing business. When you start from the scratch is a more challenge. And if I would say buying existing business is much easier, more clear. You know what sort of setup in the business, what sort of foot traffic there, how much revenue they're making in the business. They have a clear things, their history of the business. Okay, they have turnover for the business, how much cost of the business, running cost of goods, and the net profit on the bottom, or what are they making on it. They have a clear picture, and the setup is there. They know that, okay, this setup is going over there in terms of hospitality business. The big thing is setup, the kitchen setup, front house setup, a counter setup, coffee machine setup, what sort of coffee, what a grind they beans they take it, or kitchen menu they set up. There are a lot of things in there when you set up a new business. And but when you buying existing one, you have a lot of things already cleared in your head before you buying the business. And number one is the financial things. Okay, financial things, you know that how much you will end of the day making in your pocket.
Mm.
You can do reverse engineering there. We say, okay, return on investment. Say, I will spending on that much money on that business. How much return I will get? How long it will take to get you my money I'm putting in the business? Return on investment. That's the one thing we should look after that when you buying a business. When you're thinking, okay, whether should I buy a new business or whether should I start from a scratch? I would say go for the existing one because a lot of things are clear. When you do a start from scratch, a lot of time you run out of the cash. For example, whatever you cash have, you costing on the setup because you don't know how much cost to set up kitchen, how
Mm.
much gonna set up for the front house
Mm.
or buying equipment. A lot of money, just whatever the cash they have, just went to on that setup cost. But you know that when you start the business, it will take 3 years to get business on the peak. And
Mm.
by the time to get the business on the peak, you need to be your backup, your cash flow in your pocket. So you can support by cash up, because first day when you start the business, rent be there, staff wages there, and cost of goods there,
mm,
your electricity bill or utility bill there. But if you don't have a cash on the back on your pocket, you
mm,
can't survive. That is the why 90% of the business went on sale within the
mm,
first year.
mm,
And that's why we always suggest that when you buy a business, don't go from scratch. Always buying existing business, because you have a very clear path over there. You
mm.
know how much you have to spend it altogether. Other side of that, if you don't know, you just idea, okay, my kitchen will cost to $70,000. My
Yeah.
front will cost me another $30,000, but it's not happen. Most probably, if they're adding if we hospitality industry, they call a grease trap. It's very
Mm,
compulsory. One grease trap costing the 20,000 to 30, $40,000.
right.
Just one grease trap, and a lot of other challenges there. When you setting a business from scratch, you don't know what sort of costing coming up. They just estimate. And most probably, when you start setting up business, first business is you always going out of pocket and
Mm,
out of cash. And
mm,
that's why the 80% business come on the sale when the first time they start up the business. My
right.
recommendation to everyone, before you buy the start the scratch, go for the existing one,
Mm,
trial it, tested it, do yourself, do all the experiment on that, and you
mm,
know that this much money you spent it and this much money you got it. You
mm.
can compare it. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for that. From what I hear you say, when you buy a business, you kind of skip all those steps of the trial, the errors, and spending out of pocket, the uncertainties, all those troubles, like they've already been navigated. It's more or less like done for you this time around. You're sure of how much you're going to be making because the business is already making money. It has its documentation, everything, the process is established, so it's just for you to get in and run it, basically following the blueprints that the seller has created. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. So but now, if I want to buy a business, as for example, one of the worries I would have is, how do I know that this business, what is on paper, is what is actually obtainable in real life? How am I sure I'm not buying a dead business? So, what should I be looking out for if I want to buy a business, a profitable food business, without falling into the trap of buying a dead business?
One thing, when you buying the business,
Yeah.
first thing you should have experience in hospitality industry,
Oh,
because hospitality industry is seem like a very easy. I'm a professional chef. Okay, I'm running myself a lot of hospitality businesses,
oh,
and trained by chef, and working so much time in hospitality. Even though if you don't have experience in hospitality business, one of the biggest trap in the industry, it seem like easier. Okay, we say, okay, how much cost the coffee cup? Oh, would be 40 cent, 50 cent,
oh,
selling $5. Wow, what a big margin.
huh,
To making a egg and bacon, okay, is costing just only, well, let's see, 30 cent bacon, 40 cent of the bread. Okay, preparation of the $1 top of that, $2.20 was selling for $8. Wow, that's a big margin in the food. But that's the half story of the site. Other side of the story has that a lot of things involved in it. Hospitality, one of the bigger trap when you get into the business. If you don't have experience, there's a lot of challenge going to head it. That's why when you buying existing business, first thing, especially hospitality business, you should have experience in hospitality. If you don't want to experience, or my recommendation, first you go to the business. If you, well, let's see, I'm want to start any cafe or any hospitality business, I would say go to the cafe, the similar cafe you want to start it, work there 1 or 2 year
oh,
as a kitchen hand, as a front house, as a barista, as a waitress. You work there 1 or 2 years. Go inside the details. Okay, how much food cost to doing it? Okay, what are the challenges over there? What will do? What's happening when the no customer in the on the cafe? Okay, what's the task we have to do? My recommendation first, if you don't have experience, take experience. Number one. Number two, when you buying a business, even though you have experience, okay, you have a buying existing business is a little bit challenging there, because hospitality industry they doesn't declare the income into ATO. A lot of they have a cash going on. Okay, and that's why you needed to get under the skin, check the diligence, financials, background. Okay, and one more thing, don't trust the agent what they is saying it.
Oh,
Okay, they call a trial. Okay, is it called a trial? If
oh,
somebody want to sell this business making that much, and this much, don't trust it.
oh.
It's called take to your paperwork to your accountant
Yeah.
and check everything it. Okay,
Oh,
try to get try to get the all document. For example, the profit and loss there. Okay, they
oh,
asking the sale is a XYZ. You can ask the question, can you get a proof of that? Where is that number come from?
oh,
Okay, what's the reference point of that? Is they
oh.
coming online sales? Is they coming on a Uber Eat or a delivery partners,
Yeah.
or they direct walking in or cash? How we get that number from? They get a proof of that, verify that.
Right.
Then another part of expenses, major part of the expenses, the everything they there, but only thing not there is wages. People
Oh,
have a lot of time, they're paying in hospitality industry, they're paying a cash, but they're not declaring in the ATO.
oh,
Okay, that's why you have to check the rosters,
oh.
how many people working over there, how many hours they do, what the
Right.
pay rates are,
Right.
whether the pay rate they're paying there is it according to the ITO,
Oh,
according to law, or whether they're paying like a under the table. That's biggest thing in a hospitality industry. The people doing it. Okay, you have to verify the wages. Two things they always have a trap. So three things. My apology. One is the sales.
oh.
Second is the wages. Third one is cost of goods.
That's good.
People, yeah, cost of goods is very important. You have to know how much percentage they are making on the food. Cost of
Oh,
good, one of the things a lot of people get not get a note to that, and that's why you have to do check the documentation, take to the accountant, and last not least, when your accountant say okay, green, give you tick, go and sit on the business 2 week, 3 week, 4 weeks. Sit on the business. Okay, check the sales,
oh,
check the income. Okay, check the cost of goods, check the staff rosters,
oh.
and other bills. Due diligence on the trial base. Once you're satisfied on the trial, then you go for that. Again, if you
Mhm.
don't have experience, make sure you get experience before jump in the business.
Right. Wow. That's very insightful. So the first thing first, you must have experience in that industry before you go buy a business there, because there are so many insider things that you would likely not see from the papers. Then two, if you have experience, you must make sure that you're checking the wages, the income, you're checking the papers, you're making sure that whatever income is declared on the document you're being shown can be traced to a legitimate source. The receipts, the online transactions, everything must match. Is that correct? And then you have to be checking the cost of goods as well.
Cost
Wow,
of good is
that's
very cost of good is a very important things. A lot
okay.
of people not aware of that.
Hmm.
Not aware of that. This is a major part. Okay, and that's a major junk go there if you not carefully look at the cost of goods and the roster and the payrolls. Okay,
Hmm.
that two things with the fishy part in the hospitality industry. So
Yeah.
get the all invoices. Okay, get the all invoices and go through each one invoices. And one thing more,
Yeah.
a lot of time invoices they check the invoices paid from the bank account.
Okay.
If you see, there's a bank account, there's one invoice, a fruit and veggie invoices that paid
Mm,
cash.
mm,
Okay, that's why you have to go through the cost of good very, very deeply, check everything, and calculate it. And then again, wages. If you calculate three things: sales, cost of good, and wages. If you clear that thing, three things, then you will be 80% little bit successful in the first business.
right. So in this case, how do you track those items that are probably purchased on cash basis, or the wages that are paid on cash basis and are not like captured in in the transactions of the business. So if they're cash, it's easy for that not to be captured as part of the expenses, and then it buffers the price or the profitability look of the business. So how do you navigate that, understanding what they've done in cash and maybe have declared or have not declared, and how do you kind of manage or navigate that?
Okay, this is a very tricky part.
Yeah.
That's why they have a little bit of financial background. Someone buying the business. Okay,
Uh,
when you take, they will give you profit and loss, section 52, and next one you have to ask sales record. The sales record will come into the system, the POS system, scare or whatever system they are on there.
yeah.
They get out. They say on the scare report or the system they already in there. Where we take it, we call it tiller. When you see the report come up, in the report it say that payment methods.
Uh,
The payment method, they said, okay, this much money is from a FOS, we pay by card.
uh,
Okay, this much money coming about or delivery partners,
yep.
Uber Eat, Menulog, or other things they are. Okay,
Uh-huh.
this is not cash. Okay, and you check this is the cash. Then calculate the cash amount. Monday is the 200, Tuesday is the 300, Wednesday is the 400. Calculate the cash. Let's say example, whole week they have $1,000 cash. You can ask the question, where do you spend it?
Uh,
Okay, he will say, I do pay $200 to my wages to my staff, and I pay like 150 for goods, cost of goods. Then you can get identify. Okay, they paying cost of good to the somebody. Okay, what supplier you pay cash?
uh,
How many supplier you pay on cash? Okay, you
right.
not paying from the account. They tell initial stage they tell you. Initial stage they tell you.
Uh,
Okay, but when you go in the dig, they try to hide it. So
uh,
you have to do that. You used to tell them, okay, he have a three supplier, which he have a paying cash. They give them invoice, but they invoice it. They not attaching in the ATO or in the profit loss or
yep.
section 52, and that's why you have to dig it out. It's a
Uh,
very smart move. What or when question you ask it and how to ask it. If you
uh,
do a little bit exercise, you will know that okay, they have a this much cash, business getting this much cash. On out of $100, he pay $20 staff.
uh,
Okay, $30 he pay to the suppliers, and $50 he keep himself. Then you
uh,
can add back as well. Okay, then you know okay this much he have a that much profit in profit loss. Another
yep.
have a $50 on top of that cash as well. Then you reconcile it. Then you can say that okay, net profit is that much.
Right. I think this is where experience in the industry also comes in, because when you have experience in the industry, maybe you've been um, you've worked there for a while, you will understand the ins and outs and know the right questions to ask, basically.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really good. So thank you. At least you've taken us through those questions that people should be asking. So beyond the what goes on in sales and all that, are there any other questions that I should be asking or someone else should be asking if they want to buy a business, an existing
Normally,
business?
normally think that people follow the trend.
Oh,
Okay, if the five friend or relatives, okay, if one person bought a cafe, hospitality industry, and we okay, he when we see okay, he have a good house, he have a good car. Okay, what sort of business he do? Okay,
oh,
yeah, he doing the running cafe over there, and oh, that means cafe have good money.
oh,
Okay, we add dot together. Okay, how he got money? Because he have a good business. Okay,
oh,
that means that this business have good money, but that's a wrong calculation.
right.
Because the person who have a money running the hospitality industry, because running a business is a needed skill, is a husband wife. Okay, owner have a certain skill that what the business needed. Business need a certain skill or certain passion to run the business. If they both match, they become a business partner that got a success. If the hospitality industry, they need it, you should be chef, you should be front house, or you should be good manager. If
Oh,
you have these skills and then you jump into industry, and this industry, good industry as along as bad as well. If you
Mm,
good it, is there's no middle in it. One you can very rich, one you go very poor.
mm.
You're not going in the middle. There's nothing in the middle.
Right.
Okay. That's why if you if you if you want to jump in the hospitality industry,
Mhm,
make sure first thing you have a passion or interest in hospitality. You know the food. If any husband want to like a I want to buy a cafe, you
mhm,
can how many time he make a food for his own wife.
mm,
Okay, does he cook the for home meal for his wife? Because that means he have a passion about cooking.
mm,
Okay. If you never coming home and doesn't do anything, sitting and watching telly, and I say, I want to be running cafe, you're not going to do it.
mm. That's not workable, except he
Yeah,
partners with the chef or something.
yeah. First thing, you have passion in that industry. You love that industry. If you love this industry, you can do it. Even though firstly you lost it because you're passionate, you want to learn it, you want to improve it, then you can take next level. But if
Mm,
you jump in the hospitality industry just for sake of dollars or sake of money, they wouldn't go that long. You was like
right.
a 1 year, 1.5 year. Okay, when the money doesn't come, you demoralize yourself, and so I'm in the wrong business. What I'll do? And that time you're already in danger zone.
Right. Wow. Thank you very much for that. So we've seen that we need a lot of we've seen that we need a lot of experience when it comes to buying a business. At least we must understand what the business is all about, the ins and outs. We must be passionate about the business itself because it may look green on the other side and not actually be very green. But with experience, with passion, and with persistence, we can actually get to that point that we are looking for. So, are there
Yeah.
any legal steps to consider when purchasing a business or when buying an existing business? What are the legal sides to consider?
Okay. First thing, when you buy a business, I would say, best thing,
Hmm.
go for buyer agent.
Buyer agent, okay.
Okay. uh, because if the first time business, it costs you a lot like another extra cost. If the
Yep.
buyer agent inside, okay, what he will do, he will save you money in negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he know inside of the business, he can negotiate behalf of you. Number two, you have to go to lawyers.
Good
Okay,
lawyers, okay.
lawyers, don't go solicitors. When you're buying business, you must have a lawyer, and
Right.
lawyer also have a experience in buying and selling businesses. A lot of lawyers don't have experience. Okay, they are criminal lawyers or other part of lawyers, but they don't have experience in a business sales.
Right.
And next one, always go for the experienced accountant. He can
Accountant.
go,
Mm.
he have to go to the books. Okay, so they the three people they can help you. Accountant will help you on the books.
Uh,
The lawyer will help you on legal transfer of lease, okay, franchisee agreements, or another agreement with a transfer of the contract of sale, has the agreement deposited, or if anything in negotiation in the contract, he will help you. He will protect you. If, for example, something going in trial, something trial not meted, then this lawyer will help you to get you money back. Okay,
right.
and next one is a buyer agent. Buyer agent will help you to go on the business.
Uh,
He will go into the business. He do inspection. He can check the plant equipment list. Okay, whether the plant equipment list is really really good or condition of the good. And
uh,
secondly, the layout of the business. Make sure because when you go buyer agent go with you, he can
uh,
tell you what's the competition around you.
uh,
Okay, could be damage you, or who could be potential there or not potential there or dangers there.
uh,
And last not least, make sure before you buying it, hire any electrician or plumber to make sure check the inspection. All the equipment is over there. Is
right.
it, they done a service on time? Okay, there's nothing leak on it. If
Mm,
they done an inspection plant equipment before the settlement, okay, that thing should be put in your contract. When
right.
you're buying a business, you should put a contract. I will do private inspection for all the plant equipment. If the plant equipment is need to repair, the vendor have to repair it, or buyer not to repair. The service have to be done over there. Grease trap have to be done before
mm,
we exchange the business. Health inspector should be there. He done an inspection before in transfer the business.
mm,
So you have to be 4 5 people get involved when you buying the business, because there are a lot of small things is costing a lot of money in end of day. And when you are into business, you already spend a lot of money, and you don't want to spend an extra top of dollar on top of that
mhm,
repairing
mhm,
the equipment. And sometime looks like equipment is working. For example, fridges, okay, it look like a working, but they're not holding temperature.
mm,
Okay,
mm, mm.
is like an oven is working, but he's not cooking on the same time, or they're taking extra time. Okay, the grease trap meant to be clear the grease trap before settlement, still there. Lot of cleaning underneath when you work in the kitchen. Lot of bad under the kitchen, under the benches. The health inspector come, he look and everything. He say, okay, before that thing they have to be clear.
Oh yeah.
And that's all people, they put a contribution. When you
Hmm.
buying a business, always take advices cost you a little bit, but they save you a lot.
True. Very true. Very true. Wow. So the major thing I can see here, one, I would go by the word by the acronym LAB, which is number one, you need a lawyer, you need then an accountant, then a buyer's agent. And besides all that, you also need people like the like the plumbers who are going to do like all these inspections and make sure everything is okay. I think basically that looks more or less like when you're buying a house in Australia. There are a lot of people, stakeholders involved that you need to, you know, get involved so they don't so you don't buy a house that you would have trouble with at the end of the day. So it goes the same way for business as well. So from all these things that you've listed out, I can see there is a lot of costs involved. And for an entrepreneur who is just like moving into Australia or has been in Australia for a couple of years, like how do they raise the capital? Capital could be a deterrent now. So how do they raise capital for buying a business? How is it done?
That's one of the big challenge.
Uh,
This is a major challenge when somebody new to Australia, and they don't have a like a big pocket and to buying a business. And nowadays bank doesn't support that either. The bank need a guarantee. If bank lending you like $100,000, they need some guarantee for that. Then or guarantee should be the property or
mm,
any assets over there. And new person who came into Australia, they most probably they don't have these things. That's
mm,
why they have to be get a support from the parents or the home country.
mm,
Okay, get money from there. And I would say do a small business rather than a big one.
mm,
Okay, my recommendation, if you are new to Australia, I would say work in industry for 2 to 3 years,
mm,
get to know, and also know how much money you need on to buying the business. Then accordingly you do a savings according to do your arrangement from the home side. Okay, so you know that, okay, these things I needed, and you have a 2 year plan or 3 year plan. Okay, also you got experience. Okay, if I want to, if you're smart enough, you design your model first. Okay, I
mm,
want to start a cafe. What sort of
mm,
cafe I want to start it? I want to start a cafe, a breakfast and lunch. Okay, what sort of menu I can do it? Okay, this menu. Then working similar cafe. What do you dream about it?
mm,
Work in similar cafe, and you know, okay, I need this equipment, I need this one. How much cost this one? How much cost this one? Do mathematics behind it.
mm,
What the uses of that? Okay, whether it's I need a commercial grade or whether I need a domestic grade. What sort of equipment I need? Do mathematics it, because you have time now. Spend
mm,
time on calculations. Spend time on business plans. Spend time on a restudy of yourself. Okay, focusing what are you doing it. When you have a new into Australia, you have a lot of time you're spending to getting information. Okay, get yourself ready. Okay, get the documentation done, get your
mm,
financial ready. What are you doing it have to be ready. Okay, what are you doing, you should be clear. Okay, if you're not clear, then you jump into dark water, it's going to be hurt you.
yeah.
That's why you have to be plan, Business is
uh,
planning.
uh,
Business is called a, when you play any game, any sports, as long how strong your preparation is.
mhm.
Okay, if your preparation is strong, your game will be strong,
True.
and the result will be better. Okay, if you play soccer, you need a hard training. Okay, do training before you play the game. Okay, and when you play, make a plan.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay, make a plan. Okay, this player play on this position, backward, forward, defender, attacker, or a goal, like goalie or extra. You have to make a plan according to that. Similar business, you
Right.
have to make a plan first. When you make a plan, then try to execute. And if you fail time execution, you know that what step I took wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
what meant to be fixed, and then fix that one and move forward.
Uh,
But if you just jump in a just blind eyes, just close your eyes into thinking you can close your eyes and drive on 100 to 110 kilometers, you will go. Okay,
trouble.
travels. That's why is a new entrepreneur person coming into Australia.
Yeah.
They have, first thing, they have patience.
Patience. Right.
Patience. Watch the industry, what
Uh,
they're doing, work in the industry, what
uh,
inside the business.
uh,
Then make a financially plan. Okay, then a personal plan. I would say go to somebody coach, go some business coach, and
okay.
lot of in here.
Yeah.
Before you buying a business, go for business inspections.
Mhm.
Don't buy a first one. Okay,
Right.
go for the market and look at the what sort of business on market.
Uh,
Okay, do a study on that. Okay, if cafe is doing a 20K week, how much cost for that? Okay,
right.
if cafe is that much, how much cost? If cafe is doing 20K week, how much net profit coming on that?
Uh,
Then you have a benchmark on yourself before you buying. Okay, if I want to that much money in net profit, how much money I need to spend? This is called a reverse engineering.
uh,
They called a reverse engineering. Say, okay, I need a $200,000 yearly net profit to survive myself. Or I need a $50,000 net profit to myself. I have a family. I have
mhm,
a new lot of things to it. That
mhm.
much I need net profit. According to net profit, make a plan. Reverse engineering.
How much
Okay,
sales
how
do I
much?
need to make?
Yeah, how much? If I make that much money,
Uh,
how much need cafe? Example, same. If I need one glass of orange juice,
uh,
how many oranges I needed
to make a
to make it
glass
one
cup.
glass?
Yeah.
Okay, how much cost of oranges? Then you also study which oranges give you more juice than
Uh,
other one.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what variety they give it, what and availability too. Whether these oranges available in Victoria,
Uh-huh.
or whether they oranges available in New South Wales or Queensland or other country. Okay, as long you do a proper study about it, which oranges give you more juice as compared to other oranges.
Uh,
So you have to compare an apple to apple.
true.
Okay, I need at the end of the day you need a juice, a glass of juice.
Uh-huh.
Oranges will give you more juice and more tasty.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a called a reverse engineering. Same though apply rules on a business as well. You should
Uh,
know how much money you're making it, how I will make that money,
uh,
not other way around.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh, thank you very much for that, Manan. That's very very insightful. Yeah, a business like you said needs proper planning. You need to look. You need to watch. Patience. Patience is the key. You can't just jump in. I think it's the same as well with if you're doing if you want to buy a house. Always best to go first when you're not even ready to buy and see different houses and see different houses before you buy. Because if you go, you see the first one, oh, this looks good. You jump into it, and then you find out that, oh, there's more to it than I saw when I did that first inspection. So, yeah, for entrepreneurs who are just coming into Australia, you want to start, the big advice is first work in the industry 1 to 2 years. While you're working, you're planning, you're looking at where you want to pitch your tent, you're looking at what do I need to do, what kind of lifestyle do I want to live, how much do I need in a year to survive. If I need 200,000 to, survive or for profit and all that, how do I make this profit? Can I make this kind of profit from this business? If no, then you move to the next type of business where you think you can make that. So without doing all that, you might just find yourself grinding and moving in circles. So now, Manan, we will come to those who have been in Australia. They've probably put in the work for a number of years, and now they're considering, okay, I think I can start my own business. It looks like a good industry. So just 1 minute. Okay, our recording just stopped. Oh, okay, can you still see me?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Oh, you can still see me. Okay. It's just told me I need to free up space. Okay, I think I would pause it for here, right? And then maybe next time we're going to talk about those who have experience already and they want to start up, their own business. How do they raise capital? What do they look at? They already have probably the credibility with the banks. They've got some form of savings and all that and all that. How do they get to buy their own business? How do they raise finances for their business? So thank you for joining us today. I hope we can have you another time, and yeah, we can learn more. It's been great, gaining that experience from you, and it shows that you're very experienced buyer. I mean, you're a very experienced business broker. And yeah, I look forward to us still working together and supporting more entrepreneurs along their journey to buy businesses. So thank you very much, Manan.
Thank you. Thank you. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you.